Now on CoastTV News.
Protesting against development, crowds gathering saying building in Sussex County has gone too far.
We're seeing lots of clouds across Delmarva as a warm front is lifting to the north, mild for a while tomorrow morning, then windy and much colder. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Protest signs up, cars driving by. Good evening, I'm Emma Aiken. Welcome to CoastTV News at 6. Our top story tonight, an anti-development protest in Georgetown. Groups protesting against the growth in Sussex County saying 43,000 acres of forest and farmland in the last 20 years have been built on. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson shows us why those at the protest say rapid building will burden Sussex County for generations.
Protesters at the Georgetown Circle Saturday saying building in Sussex County has gone too far.
Enough is enough. That the county council will hear us.
The county's infrastructure, schools, water, our well water is being poisoned. We're not keeping it. It's just not built for it.
Signs at the protest pointed blame at developers, Sussex County Council, and the county's Planning and Zoning Commission, saying county council should say no to massive proposed developments like Cool Spring Crossing, Atlantic Fields, and Belmead Farm. Judy Rose Seibert lives on Route 24. The road is connected to both proposed locations of the Atlantic Fields and Belmead Farm project. Seibert says more commercial development is the exact opposite of what Sussex County needs.
I moved to Sussex County because of the natural beauty here, and it's just being lost. Every day, you see more land bulldozed and more farms, more trees, and it's just environmentally not a good idea.
For Nathaniel Wilson, his family has lived in Sussex County for generations. Wilson says he protested today because some parts of the county are now unrecognizable to him.
To bring awareness to just the local community, but also calling out the Sussex County Council and Planning and Zoning. Because they need to be held accountable and they need to be called out.
Ben Hoskin, developer of the Atlantic Fields project, previously told CoastTV that not all development is bad. He said the amount of property tax revenue generated by new projects will help offset many of the problems people have, like possible traffic.
Many people here at the anti-development protest in Georgetown mentioned that Sussex County Council should consider putting a pause on development so roads being built can catch up to those developments before they are completed. In Georgetown, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
Brandon mentioned the proposed Cool Spring Crossing development. An hours-long public hearing took place earlier this month about the 637-acre mixed-use project planned for Route 9 and Cool Spring Road. The plan calls for 1,922 homes, including workforce housing, as well as an assisted living facility, YMCA, grocery store, hotel, restaurants, and retail space. In July, the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval of Cool Spring Crossing. In October, Sussex County Council held its first public hearing on the proposed Atlantic Fields Shopping Center off of Route 24. Developers revealed new potential tenants, including TJ Maxx and Ross, joining previously announced retailers like Costco, Target, and Whole Foods. The project calls for 23 buildings, and developers say it would create 750 permanent jobs. Council deferred a vote at that last public hearing, saying they will now seek input from DENREC, the Conservation District, and DELDOT before moving forward. And earlier this month, the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission granted preliminary approval to a 21-lot subdivision called Tepache Farms in Milton. The project would divide 24 acres on Burton Road into single-family homes. Some people who live nearby oppose the plan, saying the soil may not support septic systems and could lead to flooding or water contamination. They also worry about increased traffic on the narrow road and have launched a website to voice their fears. One man CoastTV spoke with that lives near the project was at the protest today and questions the decision process of the council.
That was approved, unfortunately. In 2019, it was unanimously denied, and it cited things such as the land not being suitable for septic use, but suddenly in 2025, because certain checkboxes were checked, and they changed it from a cluster subdivision to a standard subdivision.
This all brings us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know, what do you think about growth in Sussex County? Let's take a look at the results here. So far, 94% of you said too much, with 6% of you saying not enough. And if you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or on the mobile app, and we will show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11. And we're now taking a live look into Milford. Our First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey joins us now. Bob, not too bad out there today.
Good evening, Emma. Yeah, really not bad at all. We saw increasing clouds, highs near 60, and now temperatures are a little cooler in the low to mid 50s right now. 54 Georgetown and Milton, 55 in Lewis, 55 in Bethany Beach. As the winds have turned to the south, as we've got a warm front that's moving through right now, and with that warm front, lots of clouds. Nothing in the way of rain right now, but we are seeing some showers off to our north and west into western PA. Here's that warm front lifting through, so we'll actually see temperatures start to rise as we go through the evening hours. Futurecast at 7 p.m. showing mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures rising from the 50s into the 60s a little bit later on as those southwesterly winds kick in. Then I think after midnight we'll start to see some showers. Nothing all that heavy, but definitely some rain chances into Sunday morning. But this evening as the winds pick up, we've got the cloud cover, rising temperatures, and then very cold and windy later Sunday into early next week. More on that coming up a little bit later on.
We still have more news to get to tonight. Coming up later on Coast TV News at 6, Trump cuts tariffs, what products the president's action applies to.
And weather-wise, as I just mentioned, we are looking at big changes. Wind, cold, later Sunday into early next week, and then a warm-up after that. Forecast details coming up a little bit later on.
But first, church repairs. Crews work to fix $500,000 in damage after one Maryland church was struck by lightning. That's up next here on Coast TV News at 6.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
In Worcester County, crews are working to bring a 180-year-old Pocomoke City church back to life after a summer storm. In July, lightning struck the steeple at St. Mary the Virgin Episcopal Church, forcing services out of the sanctuary. Leaders say there is about $500,000 in damage, with insurance covering most of it, but they still need roughly $200,000 to finish the job.
We saw a pretty nice start to our weekend for Del Mar. We had a little bit of sunshine this morning, then those clouds thicken up during the day, and temperatures a little bit below average. 59 Georgetown, 58 for a high in Ocean City, 61 Salisbury and Easton at 55 degrees. Here's a live look at the FH Fur Cam in Cambridge. The winds are starting to pick up. It gets really windy into Sunday. I think we're looking at a mild morning, some showers possible, and then it gets colder into the afternoon. Falling temperatures, winds gusting close to 40 miles per hour, and feels like temperatures later in the day in the 40s, and then early next week, Monday and Tuesday, temperatures near 50, lows in the 30s, feels like in the 20s and 30s with gusty winds, so it's going to be a little chilly. And temperatures right now, not bad. We're in the low to mid 50s right now. 55 Bethany Beach, 53 in Millsboro. Georgetown at 54 as the winds have turned to the south right now at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. They'll start to pick up through the overnight hours, and then that coupled with the clouds will actually make our temperatures rise through the overnight as we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Nothing in the way of precipitation. There is a little bit of rain across western PA, and there's that warm front lifting to the north. So we'll go from 50s to 60s overnight, and we're looking at showers back through the Great Lakes. And here's a cold front that will be slamming through as we go into your Sunday. That will make temperatures plummet with time, and that has triggered a gale warning for tomorrow through Monday evening. Delaware Bay along the Atlantic Ocean, winds gusting at least 40 miles per hour. That's also the case off the Maryland shore, and then even into the Chesapeake Bay, you have that gale warning as well. So as we go through the evening with those southwesterly winds, temperatures actually rising into the low 60s. So we can see our high temperatures shortly after midnight, and at that time, a chance of some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, and then by tomorrow morning, maybe you're headed out to church. We're looking at breezy conditions as those winds turn to the west. It's mild, but that's short-lived because in the afternoon, temperatures falling into the upper 40s. 40s and low 50s later in the day. It's going to be cold and windy as we go into your Monday morning with temperatures into the mid to upper 30s, but feeling much colder with the wind, and we're struggling to get to 50 as we go into Monday afternoon. Along the coast on Sunday, lower 60s, very windy at the beaches, and then those temperatures falling into the afternoon as those winds Sunday morning close to 30 miles per hour, gusting over 40 at times. So make sure those decorations and everything is secured outside, and still pretty breezy and cold as we go into your Monday. Still gusty winds. Feels like temperatures as we go into Sunday evening falling through the 30s, and then into Monday morning, maybe some upper 20s feels like temperatures. And then Monday feeling like, well, 30s and 40s. Paul, they have a 7-day forecast, falling temperatures on Sunday, and then Monday only 49, mostly sunny, 51 Tuesday, and then mid to upper 50s through Wednesday and Thursday with a few showers, and then mild Saturday and a mild and dry start to your Saturday. I'll have much more in your forecast later in the newscast. We'll be right back.
President Trump has rolled back tariffs on more than 200 food items, including coffee, cocoa, bananas, and certain beef products. The move comes as prices have gone up at grocery stores. Some distributors of beef, coffee, and other food items raised their prices earlier this year when the tariffs took effect. The action also applies to tomatoes, avocados, oranges, and tea. Hourly employees at Walgreens will no longer receive paid vacation time for 6 major holidays, including Thanksgiving and Christmas. Walgreens announced last month that it was laying off roughly 80 corporate employees. Last year, the company announced it was planning to close about 1,200 underperforming stores. After the break, we have one more look at your weather here on Coast TV News at 6.
If you're out and about this evening, I think we're just looking at cloudy skies. Temperatures actually climbing into the 60s with a breezy southwest wind. I think some of that rain builds in after midnight with temperatures in the low 60s. Remember to call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico. Your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Big changes, lower 60s Sunday morning, and then that cold front blows through. It's windy and turning much colder. Mid-30s Monday morning, feeling like 20s. Then a high only near 50 on Monday, 49, 51 on Tuesday after seeing a morning low around freezing. And then temperatures slowly climbing through the rest of the week. Some rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. Right now, Friday looking good, 66. Dry next weekend, and then Emma, we're heading into Thanksgiving. Well, Monday looks like some showers, so hopefully we will keep it dry and not stormy for Thanksgiving. Fingers crossed.
It's always those feels like temperatures, I feel like, that get you.
That
the numbers don't look too bad, and then with the wind, it's freezing.
Feels a lot colder.
Hopefully by Thanksgiving, it'll be still cold. But well, thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Be sure to join us tonight at 11. Until then, have a great night.